The latest in the racist supermarket shooting in Buffalo. The 18-year-old suspect accused of killing 10 people and injuring 3 others appearing just moments ago in court. Stephanie Ramos is with us, also senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky, and our own Law and Crime Network host Brian Buckmeyer joining us for more on this. We're seeing the pictures right here for the very first time, guys, of Peyton Gendron walking into that courtroom in the orange-white jumpsuit. As we look at these pictures that we're seeing for the very first time, Aaron, tell us exactly what happened in court.
This was a very brief appearance, Kira, for Peyton Gendron, who's accused so far of 1 count of first-degree murder, to which his attorney says he'll plead not guilty. The case is now with a grand jury in Erie County, and so this particular hearing was quickly adjourned right after it started, and he is due back in court June 9th. By then, it's anticipated that that grand jury will return an indictment, and he can enter a formal plea then. If you look at Peyton Gendron there in the orange jumpsuit and white mask, his attorneys were telling reporters outside court that he really hasn't said much, that he stayed quiet. Inside that courtroom, out of view, are family members of victims. We're told some of Peyton Gendron's own relatives are also in the courtroom for this brief appearance. He's due back in court, Kira, June 9th, and you can see he is under heavy guard with a number of Buffalo police officers standing there right behind him.
And I think we can all understand why, for sure. Stephanie, we now know that Gendron's social media posts are a focal point of the investigation, the ongoing investigation. Tell us more about what we know about his social media posts and these documents that we've been able to even get our hands on here at ABC News.
Well, Kira, there's a nearly 600-page document, a compilation of some of the messages the suspected shooter posted on a social media platform called Discord. Some very ugly messages, but this is what investigators are pouring through, all of his social media writings and collecting evidence. As Aaron mentioned, Gendron has been charged with an initial count of first-degree murder, and that is likely to go up.
So let me bring you in on this, Brian. We know, as Stephanie just pointed out, he's been charged with 1 count of first-degree murder, but, you know, 10 people died in this shooting. So why is this suspect only facing 1 charge, and could we see more charges?
Yes, Kira. So the 1 charge I would say was a bit of a placeholder. That's in order to get the process moving. The grand jury is going to be both evaluating the facts and also investigating to some degree. And I would expect a lot more charges, hate crime charges, reckless endangerment, 10 more murders, and also attempted murder to those that were injured. So I would expect a laundry list of charges facing the Buffalo shooter in the near future.
What did you make, Brian, of his appearance? You know, very different from yesterday where he came in. We saw pictures of him in court in like a hospital gown. Today, he's coming in his jumpsuit, not showing any emotion, but under heavy guard.
Yeah, I think the contrast is where he came from. When we first saw him in the hospital guard, he most likely came from the hospital, got evaluated to some degree. That's going to be something the defense is going to try to use potentially for a future defense. But here, he's coming from a jail or a temporary holding facility, and so he's more adorned with that kind of jailhouse outfit that we're seeing. And I think just because of the gravity of the situation, he's probably had an opportunity to speak with his lawyer a little bit more. You're seeing a more reserved, quiet person who's not going to be making a lot of noise or speaking out a lot during this short adjournment.
Right. And Stephanie, you know, you're there in Buffalo. You've been covering this story from the very beginning. Just talk to us about how the community has come together in the past few days and what it's been like to be there just in the wake of everything.
Well, Kira, this community has really been relying on each other for strength. As you can imagine, this is a very difficult time for them. This gunman allegedly, we have to say, showed up to this Tops supermarket in Buffalo. And this is a place where a lot of members of the community see as a community center. This is where they gather, where they exchange stories and conversations. And when you hear people say this is a tight-knit community, it really is. Everyone seems to know each other. There have been prayer rallies and food distribution tents set up so that these folks have a place to go to get their food. This was the really only supermarket on the east side of Buffalo that they could go to, and of course now it's closed as part of the investigation. They've really come together to really give each other strength during this extremely difficult time.
One more question, Aaron. I'll take it to you. You have been reporting that officials learned that the suspect was able to buy this semi-automatic rifle in part because he was never subjected to New York's red flag law. We talked about this yesterday. That would have prevented the store actually from selling him a weapon. And when we covered Governor Kathy Hochul in this live event, talking about signing this executive order that would change that, how quickly could this go into effect, and how would this change things?
This would change things because it would take the guesswork out of the red flag law. Currently, Kira, to get a court to evaluate someone as a danger to him or herself or others, it takes a petition from a relative, a school, police officer. And what the governor wants to do is make that automatic in the case of someone like Peyton Gendron, who made a mention of murder-suicide during a writing assignment last June. He was evaluated, underwent a mental health screening for about a day and a half, and that was it. In the future, the governor wants the state police to automatically refer that kind of case to a court so they can do a screening to see whether a red flag should apply.
Got it. All right, Aaron, thanks so much. Stephanie, Brian, I know we'll be talking a lot throughout the day and also tomorrow as we follow every move in this case. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.